Welcome back. Our top story this half an hour, live sports in a streaming world. Major League Baseball and the NFL working to keep eyes on the field as fans have more options and ways to watch content. NFL Executive Vice President Tim Ellis telling me in June that live sports are DVR proof. Pardon me. Joining me right now is former Major League Baseball All-Star and three-time most valuable player, Alex Rodriguez, along with Barstool Sports CEO, Erika Nardini. They have a fantastic pod that I was on, a podcast. Thanks for having me as your guest.
You were fantastic, and it's going to be a great season, too.
Great to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
All right, so let's talk about that in terms of why live sports is so incredibly important and sold at a premium. This is the most important intellectual property in all of television. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think if you look at what ESPN is doing with direct-to-consumer now, ESPN Plus, they've gone over 2 million. Disney Plus is coming next. When you look at Barstool, they started there, so they have first movement advantage. And when you think about my kids, I mean, they know Barstool more than they know CBS or NBC. It's an incredible thing.
It's true, especially young people. I've got my nephews and my niece. They are huge fans of yours, Erika, actually. You as well, but we knew that. So tell me how it's doing right now, because you are up against the big guys, the mainstream networks.
Yeah, we are. We like that. We're in for the fight. We're growing faster than anyone else on the internet. We're the fastest growing sports media brand. We're bigger than ESPN Digital, bigger than Turner Sports Digital, bigger than the New York Times, bigger than Washington Post. So we're making a huge move because we understand what young people want, and we understand how to deliver it to them on the web.
So season 2 launches August 27th. Alex, this season 2 is the Corp to debut. The first season pulling in an average 500,000 downloads per episode. The season, you and your co-host Dan Big Cat set to have guests like Martha Stewart, Kevin Bacon, Howard Schultz. How do you decide who you want to have on?
I mean, we are interested in people that have done great things, and when you think about them, a lot of them have one common theme. They've all failed miserably, and they've come back. And they usually have, I call it a PhD, poor, hungry, and driven. They're all gritty, and they both lean on their mistakes incredibly. One incredible thing happened just past week. I was in Israel, and there was a show with 50,000 people. Jennifer performed in front of 50,000 people. I had like 10 or 15 people say, when is Corp season 2 coming out? When I go visit schools and I speak at, Syracuse or Harvard, or the first thing, they're not talking about my baseball career, they're talking about the Corp. So the power of Barstool has been an incredible partnership, and it's powerful, and I think you guys are just getting started.
We are just getting started.
And this is a second career for you, and a lot of people say to me about you, he's incredible because you are such an important athlete that you anticipate what you're about to talk about. Jared Max was on earlier, our sports reporter, and said he's better than anybody else in terms of understanding what the player is up against, the strength of the pitch, the length of the pitch, things like that.
Well, I think predicting the future is a little bit understanding the past, right? And I love it. I work extremely hard at it. It's definitely not second nature. But I love the game of baseball, and I just can't believe they actually pay me to talk about baseball. I would be doing that at home anyways. And my daughters would be like, shut up, Dad.
That's great. Number one sports podcast is pretty incredible. Erika, what's the business model? How do you make money on all this success?
Yeah, look, we look to be very creative as we are in the content. We look to be equally as creative in the business. We have advertising business models, subscription business models, commerce. People want to wear the Corp sweatshirt. They want to be wearing the Stool and Stars. We have a licensing business model, live events business model. So we're looking to build basically a zero dependency economic system underneath our content system.
Advertising?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, and what are you seeing from the advertisers right now? Because, we were all having this conversation every day about the potential slowdown in an economy. Do you see advertisers pulling in or no?
Yes, we see advertisers investing quite significantly. Advertisers are struggling to break through, and they want to find people and brands like Barstool and personalities like Alex's and conversations like we have on the Corp. So LinkedIn will be a premier sponsor and part of the Corp for season 2, but we're seeing, triple-digit growth in the advertising spend on Barstool, because brands want to reach audiences and they want to move product, and it's getting increasingly difficult to do that in other mediums.
I feel like you guys humanize these big figures in terms of talking about their real life, not necessarily just their business. And that's
think
resonating.
Alex is part of that too. You know, you look at Alex, he's a superstar, but he's curious, he's funny, he's self-deprecating, he has humor. There's no one funnier than Dan Katz, and so we're looking to create an alchemy of funny people who've done something significant with a strong point of view, and it makes for great content.
It's pretty incredible what has happened in the TV world, hasn't it, Alex, in terms of streaming and how you can actually resonate and have great audiences without mainstream media as people cut cords.
What's interesting, Maria, is I'll have my daughters over and they'll have a little birthday party and I'll rally like 15 of the kids and they're around 14 or 15 and you ask them, would you rather have a television or your phone or iPad? Without a question, 100% iPad and phones. And you know, when it comes to podcasts, I think there's an intimacy about going direct to consumer. There's something about listening to something on your headphones or driving that you connect at a different level. And these guests we're having are awesome. And I'm basically just sharing some of the great conversations I've had over the years with millions of our listeners.
Yeah, it's incredible. So do you hear from fans? They want you in that spot as opposed to the baseball field?
It's interesting. My connection with the next generation comes from Barstool and the Corp. And what's interesting is we had Barry Sternlicht in, and when he went back to college to see his son at Stanford, he said, "You've made me famous. All the young kids know who Barry Sternlicht is," and I'm really happy about this, or not happy.
So you're talking to young people. Meanwhile, people are wondering about baseball and whether or not it's your grandfather's game, your father's game. There's some changes going on there. How would you characterize the game of baseball right now, Alex?
Look, Maria, when it comes to the next 200 years, I'm wildly bullish, and I think it's going to be an incredible business. I think along the way, we're going to have some short-term challenges. We're experiencing that because the only way I can get my daughters, and I think that's the consumer, the 14-year-old or the 11-year-old, I have to say, hey, we have Ariana Grande playing in the fourth inning. She goes, okay, I want to go. So we got to make, the Hall of Fame an event. We have to make the All-Star Game. We are a $10 billion industry. We have to remember that we play sports, but we are in the entertainment business, and we can never forget that. But I think between Manfred and Tony Petitti, they're heading in the right direction.
Well, you have the Independent Baseball League, the Atlantic League, signing a 3-year deal to audition experimental rules for the MLB. I got to get your take on this, both of you, actually. Shorter inning breaks, robot umpires. What's your take?
I hate it. I think it's great for the Atlantic League. I think when you think about the 4 umpires, they're a big part of the game. I think umpires are underrated, they're underappreciated, and underpaid. The human element is such a big part of baseball, and they do a terrific job.
Yeah, but umpires going robotic is like other things going robotic in this world that we live in. I mean, everything is technology oriented. So do you see more and more things being taken over by technology and robots?
Everything's getting disrupted, right? The attention span of your audience is shorter. There's more competing priorities. So, you know, I work with the Premier Lacrosse League. They are looking for shorter games that look better on television, that are more digestible in social media. So I think you're seeing technology and, frankly, consumption change sports, which will be very interesting. And then you look at sports betting, that will change everything because every moment of a game will become transactional.
This is a really important
point. Baseball is the number one betting game.
Tell us about that.
Perfect.
You see the NFL investing in gaming, Fox investing in gaming. So is that where we're going?
I think so, and I think it's just an incredibly large pool of capital out there when it comes to betting. It opens it up. It actually makes it more interesting. And it's weird that we're advocating gambling, but when you're trying to attract eyeballs, baseball is a game that you can bet on a 2-1 pitch and a 1-0 pitch. And when you think about the game being slow, well, you reverse engineer that and make that slowness part of your asset by giving fans an opportunity to say, I think that Erika's going to hit a home run or Alex is going to strike out this inning, and you can make bets on that. Pretty interesting.
Is it still too slow, you think, baseball, even with these efforts to quicken it up?
I think, look, over time, it's like the paradigm will shift, and then you got to bring it back a little bit. And we've got a lot of paradigm shift inside our game, in the business of baseball, in the business of sports. But I think I don't think it's too slow, but we do have to keep things moving a little bit and keep people's attention to Erika's point about how fans are consuming their sports.
Does everybody come on and try to talk to Alex about baseball? Are you a baseball person, or are you?
I am, but I'm a Red Sox fan, so Alex and I don't talk about baseball.
Whoa.
We don't talk about baseball.
No.
So you don't even
This
go
season
there.
we could talk about it.
What about the economic uncertainty that we're all talking about? China, the Federal Reserve. Alex, you're involved in real estate. We just heard from Dottie Herman on real estate. A lot of people expecting that things are going to slow down. What do you see?
Yeah, I think we are in the late innings of the economy. I think for the most part, we're stacking up a lot of liquidity on the sidelines. We're very cautious. We have a large real estate portfolio. We're buying 40,000 homes all over the Southeast, single-family homes and make them rentals. But for the most part, I think that if you are not going to own it for at least 10 years, you shouldn't consider it for 10 minutes.
Okay. Erika, let me ask you this. In terms of your audience, who do you want to appeal to at Barstool in this new season? Is it young people or everybody?
For the Corp, it's really everybody. I think there's a lot you can take out of the Corp, whether you're in college and you're looking to find out what your career is, whether you're in the beginning of your career or the middle of it. Look, we want to appeal to people with great stories, with things that are funny and an insight that you can take away that you can relate to.
Well, obviously, you're doing just that. Alex, let me ask you, I was just on Instagram the other day. I follow you and J-Lo, obviously, and I tried to do that 10-day challenge. It was so hard.
I'm so sorry about you following.
I couldn't do it. And the other day I saw J-Lo's post, I miss my man. Where is she? She's doing a fantastic tour in what, Moscow, Turkey?
She had about 50,000 people in Israel.
Yeah.
Then she went to Turkey, Egypt, 2 shows in Russia, 1 in Spain, and then she's coming back home. But, Maria, I want to go back to...
She misses her man. I love that post.
We miss her, and we've had the kids all summer. It's been an incredible summer, and it's been a field trip kind of domestically and around the world.
Go ahead, go back to Erika. I love J-Lo. I'm sorry.
How can you not?
We all do, right?
Yeah.
I want to put a button on the Barstool because I can see a world, and Erika, you and I haven't talked about this, but I see a world where Barstool can go retail. I can see retail. I can see a Barstool bar, which would be, imagine a Barstool bar across the street from Wrigley Field. And I also...
A lot of synergy.
We did a partnership with the Cowboys Fit, where we have 12,000 members. I can see a Barstool Fit where the people just consume Barstool. They live it 24/7, and they're going to want to walk it and enjoy it.
Yeah, everything's being disrupted. The brands that will resonate now are not the brands that have resonated 10 years before.
Sounds like a great growth story. We appreciate you telling us about it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much for joining us. Alex Rodriguez, Erika Nardini.